Hey everybody, how you doing today? It's Wednesday, new comic book day on the Veve Comics app and platform. I'm here, I'm live. I'm going to go over some of those comics. It's a lot of fun. Tell you how I did today on the drop. And well, not today, well, sort of today, but like last night, in the middle of the night, it was crazy. So I started the live stream just a little bit earlier than I normally do, but I really wanted to talk with you guys. I was excited. I wanted to get in here and have some fun. And we're going to talk about a few other things as well. There's going to be some cool stuff to talk about. You got Cryptoys dropping a Yoda today, which is pretty cool. I'll talk about that. We got the Veve app itself dropping the Darth Vader #1. So I'll show you how I did. Let me know how you guys did as well. How did you do on the X-Men 97 and the other comics on the Veve Comics site here? Let me know how you did and how you did on the Vader #1 drop today. That one sold out like super fast, you guys. I was actually pretty shocked to see that sell out as quickly as it did. I only managed to get one of that Darth Vader. So pretty impressive for sure. But like, check it out over here. So here's the site. And I don't know if you guys stayed up like I did. I know a lot of people did for sure. I'm going to give a shout out to Veve Arcade, who was up doing a YouTube live stream in the middle of the night. Okay. And there must have been 50 or 60 people there last night. It was pretty impressive, even though it was like late night for a lot of people in North America, of course. And then, of course, Mahalo over on Twitter, on X, had a Spaces open. And then Village had a space open right after that as well, which is like more of a sniping space. But we had all these people live, last night during this Veve Comics drop. It was super impressive, actually. I was really surprised that we had that many. Although, we did know that people were going to go after that X-Men 97. We knew this was going to happen, right? So, and people did. Like it was quite something else. If you were up last night and you were watching it, maybe, wherever you're coming at, maybe it's not the middle of the night for you. Maybe it was the middle of the day, right? Which is actually pretty cool for some people who live, in another side of the world, who have been getting up at 3 a.m. to do Veve drops for like the last 2-3 years. So it's nicer for a lot of those people for sure to be at the time it's at. But at the same time, all the main customers are in North America. So we all have to stay up. And if you're on the East Coast, I mean, it was like, 2-3 a.m. I mean, I can't even believe it. But people did. They went hard, and that X-Men comic, X-Men 97, it's all gone now. It all sold out like, in the middle of the night. And it's quite funny because, they were dropping it like last, basically, out of all the comics they brought up. They basically dropped it last. And, we were all sitting there watching the comics slowly come in, over the course of the first 15 minutes or so, like about 15 to 20 minutes. It took about 20 minutes, I believe, for X-Men 97 #1 to actually show up on the site. They put the banner there first, right? Like there, you can see it right there. They put the banner up and everyone was clicking on it and it was going to, the page not found. And, and we were just waiting and we were seeing the other comics show up. And X-Men, 97 wasn't showing up just yet. It was like, they made us wait. They totally did. Veve made us wait. And it's actually started to get a little bit, I'm not so much concerning, but it was starting to get a little bit kind of like, when is this going to show up? Like what's going on? So what I was doing actually myself, I have a specific place that I was going to look for these comics, to see them, showing up in real time. And so I wasn't doing it here. I wasn't doing it in the new this week over here, because you can see they were starting to show up right here. I was actually over in the browse all over here on the left. And then I go to this week, you see that browse all, and then you guys probably do this too, but browse all, and then this week over here. And so this is where I was actually doing the drops. Okay. And if we sort by date published right here, you can see the drop down. If you sort by date published, this is where they were showing up, okay? And they were showing up at the top of the page. So I know that the other people were looking in different spots, and that's all good, right? Wherever people were looking. But this is where I was looking at it, and I was noticing as we went along here, these comics, so you can see like they were like basically showing up at the very top, the next one that they would drop right here in front of you. So I just kept hitting refresh, refresh, and we were getting all these. They would pop in Daredevil, and then Rise of Powers of X and Amazing Spider-Man. All of that would all pop in, bing, 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 and then we were. This is the last one, and it showed up right at the top of the page, right in front of your face. So there's a few other ways that you could actually, do this next week or whatever, and just to see what else we get, but this is, to me, the best place to actually do the actual drops. From my experience, I've done this 2 weeks in a row, and this seems to work well because it shows up right. You don't have to search for it as much. It shows up right at the top. So, and then as it gets to page 2 and 3, these are the ones that, came like earlier in the day. Like they started to actually, these are the ones that started to come out first, right? They started to pop up right here. But you can see that Spider-Punk right here is not the same day as print. Spider-Punk #1. This one's actually a bit of an older comic. Older compared to like the same day as print. You can see Spider-Punk #2 is the same day as print, but they gave us Spider-Punk #1, which is cool too, because this is one that I wanted and went after as well. But you can see that from last week, and not even last week, but during the middle of the week, we started to get like not last Wednesday, but we started to get this comic. I think this comic came in on Thursday, and then the Power Pack, you can see it's on the 13th right there, and this is the 27th. So these ones started to populate a little bit afterwards, down all the way down the line right here until you get basically the furthest one away. Amazing Spider-Man 35. This one also showed up in the Veve Comics app after Wednesday, or later on Wednesday during the day, not at night, right? So you can see that they're moving it down. It seems to all be in order. So if I'm in the on this page right here, and if you're just tuning in, what I did is I went browse all up here, and then I went this week. This is where I'm doing the drops from. And it was more so I was able to get 2 of these X-Men ones because I think I was looking in a spot that other people may not have been looking, and they were refreshing on the homepage. But if you click browse all, and then you click this week, it takes you to this page, and then you sort by date published, and they populate they start showing up in order at the top. So you just keep refreshing, and we were waiting for X-Men number 97, #1, X-Men 97, #1, and it was right there. Boom. So, after refreshing, but they did it to us, you guys. Veve just waited. They didn't give it to us first. It wasn't the first comic, although they gave us the banner, and everyone's clicking on the banner going to page not found, and so I tried that, but I went to this page here, and I found that I was more successful on actually getting it because I was able to get 2. I was able to buy 2, like, right away. And, and I know some people weren't even able to buy 1. They got their payments got, like held up, or, I think what it really was is just everybody was there buying it, you guys. And people were only able to get like 2, like nobody was able to get more than 2, I believe. It was mostly either just 1 that somebody got or 2. Now this comic is really hot, like right now. If I want to quote Zoolander, old reference, I'm sorry, but this comic in print, if today's the day, if you have a comic book shop that, is in your area, or if you've never been to one, just look them up, because you can actually go in today and go into your shop, and you can actually try to buy this comic in print. Now, this comic in print, we've heard several reports from people in the community who have already gone to their comic book shop this morning, and this comic was already sold out, like in print. So, and there's variants that you can get in print as well, right? Not just the regular cover, but so it's already selling out in print, and it's actually scarcer here on the Veve Comics platform with only 1,000 editions. And of course, this this comic, you can see it's sold out right there. I love how you can see that now. It totally sold out, but you can see that, this comic is really hitting high levels of popularity, more so than I thought. Like usually it's the Spider-Man comics that really hit, even harder with the Veve community, and X-Men stuff does okay. It doesn't do extremely well. There's some really great X-Men fans, of course, in the Veve community, but usually the X-Men stuff doesn't hit as hard as the Spider-Man stuff, if you just look at comic books, right? Or some of those other bigger Silver Age stuff. But this comic right here, really people went after it pretty hardcore. Now, I actually You guys know, you've been following, if you guys have been watching this channel for any given amount of time, you'll know that, I haven't had the best of luck in 2.5 years on this app, but lately I've had some better luck on the Veve Comics site. I've actually done okay, compared to like on the app itself, the OG app. I've done astoundingly better because, I just got nothing on the app for 2.5 years. And I've said this multiple times. I'm not going to say it anymore after today. But, up until when this site launched, I only got one secret rare ever as a comic on this app. So I've said that a lot. So I'm not going to say that anymore, because now I've landed actually 3 secret rare comics on the Veve Comics platform in the first like 3 weeks that it's been around. So for me, this is like really quite nice. It's quite good to actually land something for once. And a couple of times. So my luck may be changing a bit, which I hope, but it's been so awful for 2 years just on drops. I just have gotten zero luck, but I'm super happy for everybody, who gets their wins and lands these comics, because on this particular one right here last night, I was lucky enough to land the secret rare last night. I actually got this one on drop, and, I'm super stoked about it. I haven't sold it. I still have it right there. And so I was super pumped about that. I really want the common cover, but I did land the secret rare. So I really hope you guys did well as well. And I just want to say, like, I want you guys to really celebrate people's wins when they hit something, because, like it's a pretty cool feeling to get it. I haven't had that feeling very often in this app, and I'm still have had a great time being in Veve and everything, but man, oh man, getting this one was pretty damn cool. So I haven't sold it. It's in my collection. There's only 40 of them. I'm not sure what I'm going to do long-term with it, but I'm definitely holding on to it for a little bit, because the price I think is at $558, $560, which is, not bad, but there is only 40 editions. And I think as people realize how hot this comic is, this price might rise, because, I don't know what's going to happen, but it's so scarce. It's kind of like Spider-Boy 1. That's the other secret rare that I hit on this platform, which I'm, just over the moon about that I hit that one. And so I got those two, so I'm pretty stoked and pretty happy about it. So, please be happy for me landing something, because it's been years. And I know that you guys are happy when people land. I know there's people out there who aren't happy about people landing stuff. And that sucks. Don't take that attitude. Just try to be happy for people who land stuff. It's cool. And, hopefully my luck has changed a bit, because there's some big comics coming up in the, on the Silver Age side of things that I really hope that I have a chance of getting. But I've only really had luck on the Veve Comics site more so, but I haven't had the craziest luck. There's been people who have landed a lot more stuff, but I did land this one last night at the secret rare level. Now I also landed the rare. Okay. So I got 2 on this drop last night. And like I said, where I was finding this is, I think where I was finding this is a better place to look. I'm going to re-hit this in just a sec, because more people have shown up in the live stream here. This is where I find the best place to do the drop on Veve Comics. This is just me. You guys let me know what you think, but I'm going to hit this little bit of info again. Instead of doing it from the home page, or clicking on the banner, or clicking down in the New This Week section, or anything like that, or clicking the New This Week up here, I hit Browse All. This worked for me last week. I hit Browse All up here in the corner. And then I go to This Week right here. Okay, I click on that. I get to this kind of vertical format page right here, and see how it says sort by relevance. I click there, and then I click date published. And then what was happening, and I'm just repeating myself for people who didn't hear this at the beginning of the live stream. What was happening last night when I was like watching this, I was refreshing all the comics as they were dropping, because they were trickling in one at a time or 2 at a time. They were showing up at the top of my page right here. So the most recent ones were showing up. These ones were bumping down. They were bumping down as they went. And X-Men 97 was the last one. Like I said, when I first started the live stream, they kept us waiting for the longest time for this comic. They wouldn't drop it first. They dropped it last out of all the ones they dropped last night. And that was a little frustrating, because we were just sitting there wondering what the heck's going on. But I kept refreshing, and it showed up right at the top of my page, nice and easy. And I was watching like Veve Arcade's live stream. like I said at the beginning of the live stream, I wanted to thank VV Arcade for going live last night. And he had a great panel of guests up there, He Nano and D and Inform, and there was a few others all up there having a great time and giving us some good information, a good show. This is at like in the middle of the night. There was like 60 people watching on that one live stream and more on Twitter. And then, of course, Mahalo had that X space open, which was great as well. If you were in there, like that Twitter space. And then I think Village opened up even after that and had like a sniping space. So it was nuts, right? So there's a lot of people. So while they were looking at this, refreshing on the fly, and I noticed while I was watching that I actually got first crack at the comic a little earlier than they did, because I think they were looking in a different place. I'm not exactly sure. I have to go back and watch the live stream, but my X-Men comic popped up here quick. So I already bought one by the time that they were discovering it. And I think it's because if you're on this page, it's showing up right here at the top. So that's a little tip for next week. If you guys want to check it out, I don't know if this is the best place to look, but I found that the comics are showing up here really quickly. That's browse all this week and then sort by date published. And they seem to populate from top down. Like the new ones are showing up right at the top here, bing, 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 and pushing the other ones down as it populates. And so X-Men 97 showed up right here. And then I was able to go right into it and buy it. So that's a little tip. I don't know if it'll work for next week or whatever, but check it out. And this is actually where I've been finding all the new comics as well. So, we're going to get a couple more that are going to show up here that, you'd think, like if we follow last week's pattern of what happened last week, is we got all the same day as print stuff showed up, on like, late Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning, that kind of thing. But then during the day on Wednesday and on Thursday, we started to get a couple of other comics that trickled in unannounced, like this Symbiote Spider-Man 2099. By the way, if you haven't read this, this is a nice one. I grabbed this one from the store here as well. And this is a really fun, really interesting story. I mean, this is like Miguel from, 2099 Spider-Man, and he gets the symbiote on him. And it's a pretty bloody story. It's very cool if you haven't checked that story out. But this one showed up afterwards, like a day later. And it showed up. I found it if I stay on this page and I always come look here, I'm able to find the ones as they add them a little bit easier. And then all the way down here, Amazing Spider-Man 35, I remember this one showed up like a day or two later as well. So I'm going to keep it on this area right here. And I'm going to just refresh as time goes on over the next couple of days here and see what else they show up. There's one comic that I want more that they have not given us. It's Spectacular Spider-Man #1, which is like Parker and Miles Morales together. That one I want. I put it in my video for my top, comics that I want. I might be able to bring it up on screen and show you if I still have it saved on my desktop here. I think I do. Just give me 1 second, because this is one comic that I really want them to add that I think could be really good. It's not showing up on my desktop right here, but I did tweet it out, so I can bring that up in just a second as well. But it's a comic that I think is really going to be nice. And issue 2 is coming like in a couple weeks. And, so it has really great covers on it. That one I wanted, but they haven't given it to us yet. But here's the funny part. Last week when they dropped those comics, last week I did that video about the 5 that I want. And this Symbiote Spider-Man 2099 #1 was on my list, and they didn't drop it right away. So it took a day or two, and then this one showed up. So, I'm hoping Spider-Man #1 shows up, because it actually came out just before the VV Comics app launched. And it's not like some massive, like valuable key comic. It just is a really cool comic to check out. Now, this is another one that you may not know about. This is Miles Morales Spider-Man #18. And actually what's key about this particular comic right here, in case you didn't know, this is actually the 300th comic for a Miles Morales comic. You can see in the top corner, if you look, it has number 18, but then it has 300 down below. So this is a key issue, for Miles Morales fans. It's $11.98 because it's a thicker, bigger issue right there. And it has some really great variants. So I went after this comic as well today, or like last night. I managed to land a common number 96 mint. So I got a 2-digit mint on the common, which I have in my wallet, right? Or not my wallet, but my vault right now. I also landed a rare on it and an uncommon. I went for this one 3 times because I'm trying to get that crazy secret rare over there, which is absolutely awesome. If you actually go back, so just so you know, there's my X-Men comic right there. If you go back to the market right here on Veve, And by the way, I don't know if you guys are noticing, but there's some like, if you have both the Reader app website and your Veve app open, the web app open, you have both those open. I noticed there's some sort of like kind of, crossover glitchiness that happens from time to time with logging you in and out. So hopefully they can work on that, because I need to have both open. I need to have this site open and this site open when I'm really on my computer and I'm wanting to look at things. And I seem to notice that because I'm logged into both places, I don't know if this is the way it is, but there seems to be some kind of a connection there that's kind of like messing it up a little bit. So I don't know if anyone on the Veve team, I'm going to probably maybe on Discord mention it, that I don't know if there's some, because I've been logged out a couple times when I'm on both. And I want to be on both on my computer screen because it's just easier that way. I don't want to have to log in and out of either one or close windows. But this is the comic I'm talking about. This is the Miles Morales Spider-Man 18. And look at this secret rare over here. Okay, I do not have this one. I haven't landed it or anything. If I went after the comic like 3 times or 3 or 4 times because I wanted to land this secret rare, but I didn't get it, right? And this one is just, I mean, look at that cover. If you're a Spider-Man fan, I mean, if you're a Miles Morales fan, I mean, look at that cover with the lightning and everything and the pose. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. So I'm not going to go buy it in the Veve marketplace unless it drops like under 100 or something. And actually, if I look at the listings, what is it at? It's like 200 gems. So I'm not going to buy it. But, going after this one was one of my key things to do on the Veve comic site. I really wanted to get this comic because it is Miles Morales' 300th comic. So it's not like super valuable or anything. It's just really cool and really fun. Like I said, I landed the rare, but the rare cover is really cool. But because it's like the detail is so fine, and this is just my own personal like opinion about art. I can't see any specific characters in there like up close. And when I look at all my comics, I want more of a pose like where I can see it. So I actually sold the rare, and I kept my 2-digit common right there, and I had the uncommon as well. I sold that, not for like profits much. Like the rare I sold a little bit too early, I think, and I put those gems back in. And what I did is I went into the market. And I went after Spider-Punk #1, and I bought a like a low 3-digit. I got like number 103 in the marketplace on Veve. And I bought this Superior Spider-Man #5 rare variant in the marketplace on Veve because I love this cover. So this is another one that they just dropped that I went after. But I wanted the rare, for MCP, and also because I love the cover. And I was thankful that somebody sold it for about 14. So I sold a couple of those, went in and did that. But I did go after Spider-Punk #1 as well here. Okay, so if you go back here to where I went after Spider-Punk #1. Here's Spider-Punk Arms Race #2. That's the same day of print. But here's #1. I went after this one, and I landed this one, no problem at all. And it's still available right here because it's got some really cool covers, and it's a #1 issue, and it's a neat story I want to read. I like how he's blowing the bubble gum. So I picked up one of these. I went for one of these in the store as well and got one, no problem. I just got a common on it. It was like a regular mint common, nothing super special. Like I think it was like a 300 mint number or something. So I sold that, and I bought a 103 mint number, which is in my collection right here. You can see mint number 103. That's the lowest I could get like on the floor. And so I have that now in my collection for sure. So that's kind of how my experience went on the app last night. I'd love to hear how your experience went. I know that people weren't able to get some of it, but the power of that X-Men 97 is no joke. I mean, that comic right here, yeah. I mean, if you go to page 1, that comic is really doing some major stuff right now. If you go into the marketplace and we actually look at that comic, we just look at all the variants right here. So I was predicting that the common would be somewhere around 30 or so, somewhere in that range. Just because like I said, we don't have, if you look at the history of how X-Men comics do in Veve, okay, like the classic ones, the Silver Age and all that, they don't actually do that well in the aftermarket. They're not like the Spider-Man stuff is a lot more popular. People go after those ones more. The aftermarket price on them is usually higher in the Veve community. But this comic, I knew that it would do okay. Like we could tell people love the show. The show's a big hit. And, I mean, it's not just a big hit for Veve people. It's like one of the #1 shows on Disney Plus. Apparently, it's getting really great reviews and people are loving it. And, you know, it's really interesting with this particular show because the animation style is from the original show in the late 1990s, right? So I was in like college at that point. I wasn't really watching this show. You know, I wasn't really doing comics at that point either. I was kind of like, I was in my in-between phase in life when I was not really collecting. And I was like, I was in my 20s. So I was, doing other stuff. And I missed this show. I didn't watch any of this show, but there's a lot of people in the VV community. And of course, online who were kids, like literally kids when this came out. And they were watching this show like after school or whatever, like how I used to watch the cartoons in the 1980s, like the He-Mans and the G.I. Joes and all that kind of stuff. Those are the shows that I watched. This X-Men 97 is not my generation. So it's still, I would see it from time to time, as just kind of a Marvel fan. And here and there, if it was on TV, maybe I would watch it. But, I never watched it. But there are people who grew up watching the show. And they're loving the fact that they took the same animation and they made new episodes with that. So that to me is is like the coolest thing that I think could have happened. Because if you have any of these older kind of animated cartoon shows that you love, like the Ninja Turtles or like I said, like G.I. Joe, if you go back that far, or even back to the old school stuff, like way back when, like a Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends from like the 70s, all these kind of like shows, and Scooby-Doo from the 60s, I mean, what if they came out with a new season of all of these types of shows using the old animation style, but it was made today, just like they did with this X-Men 97? I think that's a brilliant, brilliant idea, because it taps you right back in. For example, me, if they came out with a new season of Transformers from the 80s, animated just like the Transformers from the 80s, I would absolutely lose my mind. So I can see how people are like loving this. And the comic in print is going nuts. So like I said earlier at the beginning of the live stream, if you're just tuning in, head down if you want to your local comic book shop today. And maybe you'll be able to pick up one in print. Now, there's variants in print you can go after. But like I said earlier in the live stream, when I just got started here, there's people who've reported they've gone to their comic shop this morning and there's none. They sold out of this one. Okay, so it's hitting very hard here. Now, if you look at it in the VV app, I was predicting about 30 or so on this one. It's at 43. It was over 50 at one point. We'll see where it settles. I don't have the common cover. That's the one I want actually the most. I did, like I said, I landed the secret rare on the drop, so I'm stoked. And I landed the rare on the drop as well. I actually sold the rare because I needed to recoup some of the gems there, and I have the secret rare. I want this common cover, but I'm going to wait a little bit. I don't know where the price is going to go necessarily, but I'm just waiting, but this is one of those ones. There's 5 variants. And when on the VV Comics site, when you get a 5 variant comic, that means that the common only has 400 editions, which is basically a secret rare, right? So, I mean, it's nuts. If you get, like some of these releases have like 4 variants. And when what happens in a 4 variant comic, like if we don't, like say there's another comic that we've gotten last night that doesn't have a rare, but it has the other one. So there's only 4 of them. That means the common is a 600 mint run. So when you have 5 comics like this in the mint run, the common is then, a 400 mint run. So it's quite a bit more scarce, right? So I really want that common. It's sitting at about 43. And then the uncommon here is at like about 20, which is a really nice cover on that. That's pretty cool. This is one that I landed. I landed the rare. This was sitting at about 25. I actually sold this for about 30. So I did okay there. I might want to circle back and pick this one up. We'll see, because I like the MCP on those rares. They're usually the best bang for your buck. And then, of course, we got the ultra rare. That's at about 120. So congrats to people who may have landed that. That is pretty awesome. And then, of course, the secret rare, the one I did land, is at 558. We'll see where this one goes. But with 40 editions, I mean, I'm just keeping it for now, for sure. But every single one of these is just killing it right now. So congrats if you guys got that. That's pretty awesome. Now, the other thing I want to talk about that's coming up pretty quick is the Ghost Spider. Now, I'm going to do a whole video on this. Don't worry. I'm going to come out with it with my whole idea about what I think this is going to do, but I'm actually just waiting a little bit. I would have normally reacted right away on this one, but there's so much other stuff going on. And I'm super stoked about this drop, like immensely stoked about this drop, just so you know. I love the numbers. I'll break it all down for you, but I'm waiting for the animation. I want to see what the animation looks like before I do a breakdown video. And on Veve, this is actually now shown up on Veve right here in the store. You can see it. It's popped up. The only problem is that for me anyway, I can't see the animation yet. I don't think they've actually added it in here. If I click view in 3D, it hasn't loaded for me yet. It gets stuck right here. And so I'm waiting to see what the animation looks like before I actually do that vid. And then I'm going to I think the animation is probably going to be pretty awesome. And it's going to look great next to Miles Morales and Spider-Man, of course. And I'm a little bit interested. I want to see what she does or what she looks like. If she does something super cool, that's going to up the, the quality, and people are going to go after this one even harder on Sunday, this upcoming Sunday. And if they don't, if the animation doesn't look that great, I don't think it's going to hurt it. But if the animation looks super awesome, then it's going to affect it. People are going to go up. So I will do a whole video breakdown on this one in the next day or two, depending on when we get that animation or when Veve actually tweets it out. But you guys, stay tuned for that. I'm super stoked about this. This is great. Like the numbers on this particular one right here look pretty awesome. So I'm pretty happy about that. And, I'm just waiting a little bit. I need to see what it looks like. I want to see it up close, and then I can really make a judgment there about it. I'm still going for it. I mean, I'm going for this one like 150,000%. And you're probably going to have to bid MCP on it as well. 2,200 editions is not much with one single solo set. So we'll see. But I'll talk about this one a little bit more. It is a common. I would have liked a secret rare. If they, what we really wanted, okay, and it's interesting they didn't do this. We really wanted basically a Miles Morales mirrored drop, with the 3 variants and a secret rare that's crazy. That's what we've been asking for, but they gave us just one for whatever reason. So I'm not sure why, but I'm not upset. But I mean, I think it's great that it's animated. If it wasn't animated, that would be a different story. Then I'd be like, yeah, I don't know. I would still go for it like crazy but it's not her FA. So I'll talk about this as we get that animation on. That's one thing I wanted to show. The other thing that I wanted to talk about too, that you guys can mention as well, is that the Omi season 2 is coming up in less than a week now. April 1st, this is, I don't know what's going to happen here. I mean, we've done some breakdown vids about it. The bronze tickets, the collectible airdrop, depending on how much Omi you have. Basically, the way it works, in case you guys, or want a little catch up, is that if you put Omi in the app to start season 1, January 1st or whatever, and you've been collecting, MCP points from the amount of Omi that you have in the app, you're also going to get allocated bronze tickets for how much Omi you have in the app. So if you put the max amount of 10 million Omi in there, you're going to get way more bronze tickets. They've actually broke it down. We don't have to get into the numbers right now, but so if you put Omi into the app, you're going to get bronze tickets. And when you get these bronze tickets, you'll be able to, at first, use them to buy more MCP if you want. Now, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to hold those tickets for whatever else. But what you also get is you're also going to get an airdrop, and they changed it, right? So, excuse me, they changed it. There was going to be a crafting event that they were going to do with some sort of collectible, and you'd be able to use bronze tickets or something like that. And they changed their mind partway through season 1. And so when we got this updated article, there was a whole thing in there about, not a crafting event for a collectible now. Now it's just going to be an airdrop opportunity. And there's going to be 3 different collectibles you're going to get. I don't know what they are. Like, we don't know if it's going to be like a IP, like a person, or if it's going to be an Omi logo, or if it's going to be something like, who knows what it's going to be. We'll wait for the announcement. But if you have the max amount of Omi in your wallet this whole time, and you've collected like all the max bronze tickets, you're going to get all 3 airdrops. You're going to get 3 airdrops. If you had like, in the middle somewhere, I can't remember the exact number. I know we broke it down in a previous vid, and it's in the article. But if you collected if you're like halfway there or something, or somewhere in the middle, you'll get 2 out of the 3 airdrops. And if you're someone like me who doesn't have a ton of Omi in the app, but you have some in there, you're going to get guaranteed 1 airdrop. I don't know what the airdrop is, so we'll find out. But this is all coming up pretty quick. But I do have a prediction for April the 1st. for because this is when this comes out, is on April the 1st. And you remember we got a fun April the 1st before. And where is it? Right here. Here is my prediction. I put this out on X about 5, 6, 7 days ago. And this is just for fun, you guys. Okay, this is just me goofing off. I want to know what you think about this April 1st thing. I think we're going to get the Force. So I don't know. I'm just goofing around, you guys. But wouldn't that be fun? Something on April 1st that Veve could give us. They gave us the Invisible Woman before, which is kind of funny. So I doubt they'll do this, but this is just a goof, right? But you know, like you've seen this, if you're an action figure collector, people have actually created bubbled action figures. You know, like when you get the action figure on the card with the bubble in it, and Star Wars versions, and they said like the Force. So this isn't my full original idea, but you know, we've seen people do that kind of as a mock-up for fun, where it's like the picture on the card is not of a figure. It's Star Wars. This is the Force. It's just like space. And there's nothing in the bubble, like in the action figure bubble. It's just the Force. But the Force is there. You can't see it. So anyway, so I don't know. You guys, you know, give your predictions over the next few days here. Go on X, have some fun. And like, let's see if we can kind of predict, like, if they're going to give us an April Fool's Day drop. Again, a fun one, you know, just a goof. And you know, maybe you'll guess right. I don't think anyone, you know, knew that they were going to do that Invisible Woman before. So we'll see what happens with that anyway. So that's my official prediction. I put it out a few days ago. If this comes true, I'm certainly going to get accused of being on some sort of list, which I'm not. You know, if I could say that 100 times, it's crazy, right? But anyway, this is quite funny. It's just a goof right there. I want to know what you guys think could come and have some fun with it and goof off. Now, the other thing I want to talk about, and I just put this video out. I'm going to get to the chat in just a second. I got my drop head rewards today as well for my skulls. I'll get to that. I'm going to show you a Star Wars comic that I'm giving away as well, so stay tuned. But anyway, this comic right here is coming on the Candy platform. I did a breakdown video of this comic right here, Brave and the Bold 54, first appearance of the Teen Titans. You know, you got Kid Flash, Aqualad, Robin on the cover there. You can see that. This is a very key issue, you know, all the way back in time, you know, like it's super old, super great, and it's worth a decent amount. It's a very high level comic, and it's dropping on Candy tomorrow on Thursday in the morning at 9 a.m. That's your, you know, your drop time for the public. If you have a bat cowl, of course, you get it in a little bit earlier. And you know, on Friday, they're doing the Legacy cowl drop with all of those new ones. So that's going to be really fascinating to see what happens there. I've been asked questions about if those give you anything yet. I don't know. The bat cowl gives you early access. We'll see what they do with the Legacy cowls. It's not the only drop of the Legacy cowls, these new ones, right? There's more. So if you're, you know, if you're interested in this kind of thing, head over to Candy, especially on their Discord. They got all their information there. But this comic I covered in a video yesterday, not getting a lot of views, which is okay. I mean, whenever I do a Candy comic, a DC comic, it doesn't get a ton of views. You know, there's not like a whole crazy amount of interest still with the DC NFT comics, because these comics are absolutely astounding comics. I just want everybody who's watching to know that these comics are massive. Okay. Like in print, like these are legendary comics, and they look really great on the Candy site. And of course they have that, you know, uncommon that's got all the beat up, you know, factors to it. You got the 2 opportunities on the drop to get something great, because the way they do it now is you get the comic and then you have your own mint number on it already, but you haven't even opened it yet. Then once you basically reveal it, you get another shot at a really great edition number or the rarity of it, which whenever you don't have to reveal it. There's a lot of things that are fun about it, but the comic itself, if you go on like Go Collect and check it out, I mean, the 9.6 goes for like almost 20,000. It's a pretty high level comic. So I covered that. If you want to watch my video covering the whole thing, you can check it out, or just head over to Candy's site. I really want to know what people are thinking, because these silver and golden age grails, like legit grails over there, are not performing extremely well, except for Superman 1 and of course Batman 1. And when they give Action Comics 1, that's going to be huge. And Detective Comics 27, that's the first appearance of Batman and Superman, right? Those 2 different books, in case you didn't know. I know you do know. But these comics are just the mega comics, some of the biggest comics of all time. And so it's really interesting to see what's happening over there. And, you know, with this whole Veve Comics right here, the whole VV Comics site that's coming out, that's getting a lot of attention in the comic book world, the printed comic, people who collect that, it's going to draw more attention. It should trickle down at some point over to, DC NFT, like candy, you'd think, because if people start to like explore the VV Comics site, and the more like prominent YouTubers and people like that who are in the comic book collecting world, the physical world, right? If they starting to notice what's going on, because what Marvel's doing with Veve is so unprecedented. What they're doing here, it's insane, and it's amazing opportunity for us. The trickle down effect of the digital collecting era should start to happen. And if you go over to Candy, that's where the DC comics are, right? So, the DC comics aren't on Veve. And even though this site right here, this is not a Marvel comics site, as we know. Veve is going to add other comic publishers to this site. Marvel's just the original partner, the early partner that they have. They're going to add other ones. The Addiction Comics coming here. We've already heard that's going to show up here, and that's just one. And then there's other comic, publishers that are quite prominent that, eventually you'd think would show up here as well. There's graphic novels, there's manga, there's all sorts of stuff that'll end up here. DC Comics, I don't know if it will end up on the Veve side of things. So if you're a comic book collector and you're in the physical space and you're exploring the digital, you think the trickle down effect would be you'd end up over discovering Candy, because everybody over there is basically a Veve collector as well. We're all the same people. That's the funny part. There are some people who have left Veve behind and only want to do bat cowls, or vice versa, right? There's that. But most of the people who are in the Candy platform now from DC NFT, who are bat cowl holders, most of them are fully aware of Veve. I mean, it's pretty much us that went over there, and it's pretty much, we kind of collect everywhere. You know what I mean? So they're when a comic drops on the Candy that's of certain magnitude, the Veve family knows all about it. I mean, it's just the way it is. So if people start showing up here because they're Marvel, they're going to wonder where DC is. You think maybe it would trickle down over here. Now, that doesn't mean that everyone's going to start getting accounts on Candy. What I think Candy has to do, and this is not a Candy review video at all, but what I think they need to do is, they'll need to get more IP and, build their audience more. And then, of course, these comics, they acquired the DC Comics, remember, and they're still in the early stages of that. And this Legacy Cow stuff on Friday is like just more of that kind of going on as they build and build and build. And I think you're going to do fine in long term, right? This thing right here that Veve's done is a whole other level of like unbelievableness. If you're a comic collector, it's getting a lot of attention. So maybe there'll be a trickle down. So anyway, this comic's coming out. It's $10 tomorrow. And I'm undecided if I want to go for it, because, if I'm over here and I'm going for like some of these new ones, if I look down here, if I go click right here and I go to the limited, if I go to the limited edition, $7.98 is better than $9.99. You know what I mean? Like, this is an old school comic, vintage and everything. But even on Veve, we're getting comics of this particular level at $6.99 and sometimes at $10, sometimes at $20. And you know what happens in the, people don't like that on the Veve platform. They don't like the 20 gem comic or the 10 gen comic as much, and that's the same price as $9.99 US dollars. So for this one, so people want that $6.99. People like that lower price. Of course, everyone loves the lower price. So I think DC NFT, and Candy here. And just my thought is, their comics aren't selling out. Their audience isn't as big. So I'm recommending a price reduction personally. Like, there's only 3,500 of these. So that's really scarce and nice across all 5 variants. But I'm recommending, what do I know? I'm just a guy, but I'm just saying, if the price was like not $9.99, if the price over there was like $7.99 even, I would be more inclined to go for this one. I'm started to not go for comics as much there, because that $10, even though it's $10, I mean, I'm getting better. I sometimes have been getting better bang for my buck elsewhere on Veve. So I'm not, but when this comic comes out of the comic of this level, I do love it. Now, will this sell out? I don't think so. Not right away. And, the common and the uncommon are going to be under retail, because all of the comics that have come out, unless they're actually like big grails, have all not like performed in the aftermarket. I mean, the secret round, this one's probably 125 or something like that. So depending on the mint number you get or something, right? So that's just based upon the history of what's, if you look in the marketplace. So, I think adjusting the price would really help. And we've been critical of Veve for, selling us a 20 gem comic that is not a grail, and people do not buy it. So like I'm not telling people to buy it. I'm saying that people don't buy it when it's that high. So we'll see what happens here, but I do love the comic and I did cover it for sure. Now, the other thing I want to talk about right here is this right here. Oh, it's where is it? Where is it? My Cryptoys. Okay, let me just log in right here. So I bought, well, here, I can just go to my Twitter, actually. Let's just do that. Let's just go to my Twitter right here. So now, speaking of other platforms, it's Yoda Day on Twitter. I mean, on Twitter, on Cryptoys. And, I had to buy one, guys. I mean, it's Yoda. I've been waiting for this for a long time. And here I tweeted out, Yoda on Cryptoys. Buy him, I did. Love him, I must. Isn't that right, Grogu? Okay, yeah. So I had to get, I got just a mint, number 2,500 mint. So a nice clean mint. I see people who have been buying this one. There's only what, 3,000 of him or something. And he's at $30, not four. So it's $29.99 US as opposed to $39.99 US, which is their blind box price on all the other Star Wars stuff. So the price on this one is nice. So I had to buy one. I picked one up, and there he is. There's the one I got. He's in my vault. I got it. I'm not going to unwrap him. I'm going to keep him all packaged up nice, because I'm following Cryptoys still. And if they come out with something I like, I'm buying it. And I bought one, So you guys, I know some people may have bought a couple. I know they've been doing a lot of stuff over there with their Cryptoys and doing a whole bunch of stuff. I haven't covered a lot of that. There's been some really great channels who have been covering them more closely, but I'm still right there. And I was waiting for this one. If you remember, if we step back in time to when they first announced the whole Yoda thing and the Grail, and you had to go after all that stuff and hit the blind boxes multiple times, we were all like, hey man, that's great. And congrats if you hit an Ultra Grail or whatever. But what about the rest of us who can't blind box till the cows come home? Are we ever going to get a chance to get just a basic Yoda? And I love how they've done this. This is not the first time they did it. They also did it on that Mickey, right? So this is great. We're able to get a Yoda, just a rare version, just a good one, just for us to have. And we got him. I got one now. So I got a Yoda on Cryptoys. So I'm pretty happy about that. And if you actually go to my Cryptoys thing, let me just log in really quickly. I'll quickly show you. It logged me out, I see their security is getting a little bit better. By the way, this comic right here, Spider-Boy 4, go and read the Spider-Boy comics. Oh. Hold on. Okay, microphone malfunction. There we go. Okay, microphone malfunction. I'm back. So go to, if you want to read a really good comic, I mean, this comic right here is a pretty nice one. I'll talk about that in just a second. But if you go to my backpack, let me just show you where I am with the Cryptoys. Because it's a Star Wars type of day. There's Cryptoys. There's my wrapped ones. There's my Yoda. And of course, I actually picked up that, where's that Mickey right here? Did I hold on one second. Okay, these are the ones I got. They did it with the Mickey as well. But here's the legendary Luke I got that's unwrapped. I got a rare Luke right there. I actually unwrapped that legendary Luke by accident. But there's my Yoda right there. They don't have a market yet and all that kind of stuff. And, people have been like a little bit too highly critical, but we'll see what happens with this whole platform. I think they're doing just fine. They announced NASCAR. I'm not really a NASCAR fan, but, so I wasn't going to cover that or anything. But I think that's really cool. And, I've been waiting for this little dude right here. So I got one. I want to know if you guys got one as well right here. I did get a mini Grail before, and I got a Darth Vader Grail, which is cool. I don't have any high, super high level ones, but I got my Yoda and I'm happy. I'm just going to keep him right there and have some fun with it for sure, right? So next, I want to talk about this. You guys can tell me what you think about that. So this comic right here, because it's a Star Wars day, I'm going to talk about the Darth Vader in just a second, because we got the Darth Vader Veve drop. And then I'll get to the chat. But this comic I'm giving away today, this is Star Wars 7 from 1978. So this is a classic, Bronze Age Han Solo, very early comic. You can see it's right here. See right there? It's actually a beauty. This one's in really, really great condition. If you sent it in for a grade, it could get an 8 or higher. It's very nice. So, but this is a very early. So this one's going out to the members of my channel in my Discord. Okay, so if you're a member of this channel and you're in my Discord and you own a Drophead NFT, go to my Discord. It's in the giveaway section. Just enter your whatever Drophead you own there. And then later today, I'm going to do this as a draw. This is for my members. So this comic's going out just to celebrate Star Wars because we got the Stormtroopers like a few days ago, like what, on Sunday? And by the way, thanks for coming out to that live stream on Sunday. That was a ton of fun. And then, of course, we got the Darth Vader comic. And then there's the Cryptoys Yoda. So there's a lot of Star Wars action right now. So I'm going to give this comic away to my members right there. But I have a whole other rewards thing today. It's my skull. My skull rewards are finally going out today. There's a slight delay on them. Sorry about that. But I'll talk about that in just a little bit. I'll do those live right there, my skull rewards, which are just skull-related prizes for Drophead holders. But this one, if you're a member of my channel and you are in Discord, head to my Discord into the giveaways channel right here. And then this comic, I'll do the draw. You can see people are already starting to enter. So if you haven't done that yet, make sure you head over there. And all you got to do is enter a mint number of any Drophead that you own. You just type it in, and then I can verify your ownership after if you win. And a random draw will go out later today, and someone will win that comic. And then I'll send it off. And this happens in my Discord a decent amount of times where we have, giveaways. And next week, I'm going to have the comic rewards coming back, which is going to be pretty fun. But the skull rewards are this week, and I'll talk about that in just a little bit. But I want to stick with what we're doing over here first before I go back into that. So the Ghost Spider I will cover. Now, the Darth Vader comic, that one now. So that one is also really interesting as well. Check out this Darth Vader right here. Where is it? Marketplace. Let's go. It disappeared on me there. Did you see that? I went to click on it. There's Darth Vader. Now, this comic is super surprising. We got the Alex Ross cover as well, which is great in here. But, I mean, this comic sold out fast. Like, I only got one, on the initial drop. And then I had to drive. I was driving because the initial drop in the morning for me, I'm able to do the drop. Then I have to drive, I have to drop off people. And then I was driving around and I wasn't back home. I wasn't on my phone because I'm driving. And then I was listening to the Twitter spaces, and a big shout out to Amelie and everybody who hangs out the Twitter space there. They were covering the drop as always, right? And just hanging out there. And, and also Inform was doing a live stream on the drop today. I didn't manage to catch that in the beginning, but I did catch his live stream after. So great job today on that too. I caught the tail end of it when I got back home. And I was in the Veve Discord for their drop show so I'm always doing the Veve Discord drop show because you can win prizes in there and it's a lot of fun. And so I was able to do that, but I wasn't able to get more than one of these because it sold out. It was gone. And I really wanted another chance at this secret rare over here, which is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, look at this. Look at this secret rare right here. We've been a lot of times, like, what the new Veve Comics platform has really done for the community? It's really made us appreciate the art on these comic books even more now. And even though some of these comics aren't worth a ton in print, at this particular moment in time, especially the newer ones, right? It takes a lot of time for a comic to be worth a lot, unless it's a crazy variant. But this cover is just the best. I mean, look at that cover right there on the secret rare. I don't own it. I'd like to. I want to get to it eventually. If it drops down low, I will want to add this because the cover is so amazing to me anyway, just my own personal opinion. And, but this one sold out like super fast. And I was curious about it because I talked about this in my vid about, the upcoming comics. When I covered this comic on my channel and I did a breakdown of it and we talked about the covers, in my review video, and thanks for a lot of people for watching it. The thing about the point I made was that this comic is dropping the same day or in the morning as the Veve comics were, like the new comic. This one's from 2015, so it's not a new comic. It's a little bit older, right? And that's almost 10 years old now, so it's not old, but this comic, I think, is up to issue like 40 something. I think it's in terms of its continuity of the storyline. And we haven't got any Star Wars stuff on the Veve Comics platform yet. We haven't got any of them here, which I wish we would. Like Jango Fett #1 is another one that I was hoping we would get that we could have got last week. So we didn't get it here. I'm not sure why we're not getting Star Wars here, because there are Marvel comics. I'd love to get them. Maybe there's some sort of, licensing deal in the background that prevents them from giving us, but we're getting it, we're getting some of them here. And this is a modern Star Wars comic, really popular one, but not super valuable or anything. I mean, the common right there, that cover variant, and then 9.8, it's about $80 or so. It's like if you go on eBay or whatever, it's not that big of a deal. Some of the other ones are a little bit higher, right? For sure. Like I think 250 is probably the highest you'll, in terms of recorded sales, like on Go Collect. But I mean, this comic sold out super fast. And my point is that this dropped the same day as the Veve comic stuff with X-Men 97, but we still have enough power in the app for people to sell this out within the first 15 minutes. 5,000 mint run, $6.99 of a comic that isn't super valuable, but has beautiful art. And what I think is what's going on here, and what we may not have been able to predict, because this is a whole new world we're living in Veve, the comic book art that we actually have on Veve now from these newer books that are coming out in digital format, people are really appreciating the art and not so much caring as much about the IRL value of a printed version of it. They're really going after some of the art that they love and wanting their collections to look gorgeous. And we're not even in the Veve verse yet, with the ability to display comics everywhere or whatever. We're not even there yet for most, like 95% of the entire family of Veve. We don't have full access yet. And so that's going to be pretty amazing to see how this develops, because over time, once they open up the Veveverse to everybody, and if we're allowed to do all the whole comics things in there, people are going to create some pretty amazing, like looking, environments. But even more than that, just looking at your own collection in your vault right here on your phone or whatever, people are really starting to really appreciate the artists. And the cool thing is that on the Veve Comics site, the ability to search for artists over here in the corner, hopefully this gets expanded more and we can search for all the Peach Momokos and Alex Rosses and the, all of them, right? All these great artists, these fun artists we have. And then people are really going after those. And what I find fascinating is within all of these right here, these comics that are brand new, people are going in and they're looking at the different covers and they're like, oh, I really like that cover. And they're actually going and buying it or trying to buy it. And it's a brand new phase of where we're at. So this comic historically would have probably done just fine in the Veve if it was dropped like before. Like say this comic came out 3 months ago. Would it have sold out as quick? It's a really interesting kind of question to ask. And like, I think it would have sold out because it's Darth Vader and everything. It looks really great, but maybe not. Maybe what's happened is, and I'm just thinking out loud here, people getting these comics and loving all these covers and appreciating the artists more and really searching for ones they want. You see this comic and it's got great art and it sells out like right away. So I was really surprised and really impressed. This is the first time we've had this. It's only been a few weeks, but the first time we've had a comic drop on Veve the same day, basically a bunch of hours later, but the same day as the comics that came out on the Reader app, the new ones. And this one's still sold out. And it's not even a Grail. I mean, but that secret rare over there. I mean, look at that secret rare. Look at the ultra rare right here. And I don't own this one. I just have a common right here. I went for the drop. I got one. I got a common. Nothing special on the mint. Sold it and bought a 3-digit common for about 5.5 gems. So I just replaced the one I got on the drop. But look, there's Anakin in the middle right there. See him? He's inside there. You see him? He's hiding. Little Annie's in there. Nice, beautiful cover. I mean, amazing right there. And then, of course, we got this cover right here, which looks absolutely gorgeous if you hit the show more right here. I mean, look at that. It looks absolutely beautiful as well. So we have some beautiful comic covers right here with some great artists. And this one right here is an absolute look. I mean, look at that. Can we appreciate the gorgeousness of that? Oh my God. Anyway, so I wanted to talk. So this is my day right here. You can see all 5. After I've done a few things, I sold a couple things, bought a couple things here and there. Darth Vader #1, number 865. I bought that in the aftermarket after I sold the one I got on the drop, and just to get a 3-digit on it. Spider-Punk 103 mint number on the common. I got the common on that one on the drop as well last night, and you can go get it now if you want. And but I got like a 300 or 400 mint number, so I sold that, and then I bought this one for close to the same price because the mint number is like 103. It's very close to a 2-digit, and I got it really close to the floor. So I just like that a little bit better. I went into the aftermarket on Veve and I bought Superior Spider-Man #5's rare because I love this cover. It looks great. I wanted it in my collection. Picked it up for about 14, I think 13 or 14 is what I paid for this one. I don't mind because this is the one I wanted from that. And specifically, it's because of the art. It's exactly what I'm telling you. I want this in my collection to look at it and everything like that. I don't care about IRL value. I care about like the art, and I wanted it in there. So I bought this one in the aftermarket. And there's only 3 variants on this particular comic, Superior Spider-Man #5. There's only 3 variants of this one to even go for. So it has a higher mint run of the common, but the rare is right there. So anyway, I got that. And then I went for the Miles Morales number 18, which is the 300th comic, as I talked about earlier in the live stream, from Miles Morales. For Miles Morales comics that have come out, this is the 300th issue, if you add them together. And it says right there in the top corner, 300. And I went for this one a few times because the secret rare on this one is crazy. And I actually landed the the number 97 mint. So I got a 2-digit mint on the drop, and then I got the rare and I got an uncommon, right? So I went for it like 3 times. So I don't know if I'm going to go for it again, but that secret rare is crazy. And then I like the X-Men 97, as the whole point of the stream, last night I was able to get 2, and I got the secret rare, which is just crazy. So I'm pretty stoked. That was my day right there. Now I want to know what you guys are doing. And thanks so much for coming out today. I don't have a ton more time. I'm going to hit my skull rewards shortly here, but Michael's here. How you doing? I know I'm getting to this chat a bit later. Pasternak, how you doing? You're here as well. I've been talking for like an hour here. Wow. NTTX, New Tactics, how you doing? Great to see you. Christopher's in the house. How you doing? Trevor's here. Vader is sick. It is true. Execu Speak, how you doing? You stayed up late. You're tired. I know. I'm on the West Coast, so for me it was midnight, but I was up till about 1:30 because you can't just go to sleep immediately after. I mean, I'm in the market looking at things. I know people who are up at 3 and everything. Wow. Not to worry, everybody. You're not going to need to do this every single week as we go along for Veve Comics. There's not going to be like X-Men 97 was this week, but next week there isn't, at least I have to take a closer look, but there isn't anything like that coming. So, I don't think everyone's going to have to stay up all the time every week, but there's going to be some good comics all the time that come. But you got the rare. Congratulations. There you go, man. That is awesome. The doctor's here. How you doing? Good morning, all. Good to see you. Than is here. Congrats on the rare and the secret rare finally after 3 years. Yeah, so it's really interesting. I appreciate that. I've landed now because of that secret rare, I've landed 3 secret rares on this platform, after landing 1 in 2.5 years. So I'm pretty stoked. My luck has done better here, but I also think it's easier. It seems to be easier to land more if you buy a few copies. I don't know what it is, but I mean, obviously it has been a bit easier for me because I've landed a couple finally after all these years. To be honest, with you, I'm a little bit salty with you because I'm on team. Oh, well, hey, dude, no worries right there. There is no team, but you can be a bit salty. I understand. But remember, he shit on my channel for an entire year and blocked me last week. So maybe you might want to ask that guy some questions. And that was completely unjustified and unwarranted. So if you want to know more, I'm not going to talk about it, but that's what happened with that. And I don't know why or what, but it was an entire year of getting crapped on. And then I got blocked last week for no reason at all. So if you want to look more into these things, maybe you should start asking that guy some questions, but I'm not going to talk about it, but don't be salty at me, man. I'm just doing my thing. And, much respect to everyone else out there, but that's the reality of that situation, which I don't even care about, but you might want to look into that a little bit more. Ronnie, how you doing with the yo-yo-yos? Great to see you, man. Thanks for coming out. Michael, I saw one person with 3, but that was the most I've seen by one person so far. Yeah, I think somebody got 3. There was somebody who showed a picture that they have 7 and people were all freaking out. That person bought them in the aftermarket. Relax, everybody. Nobody could get more than 2. I got 2. A lot of people only got 1. And I think it's because I got 2, because as what I showed you earlier, this is where I'm going for these drops. Browse all, okay, right here. This week, I talked about this earlier in my live stream. This week right here, sort by date published. And last night while I was doing this, I was hitting refresh, okay, as sort by date published. I was hitting refresh. And as they were showing up at the top of this page, ding, ding, and pushing the other ones down. X-Men 97 was the last one they gave us, obviously. But I think I got the jump on a lot of people who were like looking on the home page or looking on that section on the homepage that says, you know, new this week or whatever, or clicking in this new this week. I'm doing it from the browse all into the this week and then sorting by right here by date published. And it was showing up at the top. So I started buying. I got my first one before some people even saw it as I was just refreshing, you know, because I was watching the live stream from Veve Arcade. I was listening to the Twitter space that Mahalo held. And thanks to those guys and everyone who was participating for putting those on in the middle of the night. I mean, these guys are staying up late, putting these on, you know, knowing they're not going to get tons of views, just doing it so we could all work together. Make sure you're subscribed on those guys, is like, especially Arcade too. He had a whole live stream. He had some guests in there, which was really fantastic. A lot of great information to help out, because we're all trying to figure it out. I mean, I'm not going live at that time of night. I got a whole family to think about, but that's where I was doing it. So it happened right there for sure. Big A, how you doing? Thanks so much. Thanu, I think what I was just explaining is that's exactly where I was looking at it was here. So I got my first one, you know, pretty quick. And then the second one I got, you know, just when everybody else was buying it, and then it was gone. After that, I couldn't get anything else. So I got my 2 right here. You got one. You saw one who had 3, but that was the most. Yeah, exactly. 100%. Shakester, how you doing? Congrats on X-Men Secret. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. It's been a long time. You were on the drop, but you couldn't get one. Yeah, that happened to people too. I'm sorry to hear that for sure. Chris, how you doing? Thanks for coming out. I loved your photo from Golden Age Collectibles, by the way. I got to hit that shop up with you again. You know, we got to have another meetup so we can all go down there and goof off. And but yeah, man, you went to sleep a bit late. Yeah, I know, right? We were all up super late. Fun under the sun. How you doing? Great to see you. Chris, congrats on you. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. It's a long time coming on a couple of these. It's nice. You know, I guess this is what it feels like to actually hit something. You know, it's really funny. The last week and a bit have been really bizarre. Okay, out there on the Twitterverse, right in the space with people thinking that, you know, YouTubers get special treatment. It's so funny to me. O'Milly and I laugh about it. Veve Arcade was making jokes. He's like, if I'm on the list, where's my email? You know, he's got nothing. We don't get anything, right? It's so funny. And specifically, the luck of the drops has been poor at best. And we just laugh. We go like, man, like, what do people think? Do they really think that we get, like, we don't? It's so funny, right? So me getting a secret rare finally after a couple years, I mean, you know, and then I can't even have a moment to celebrate with some of these people. It's really bizarre. And whatever, it's all good. Like, it doesn't upset me. It actually makes me laugh. It's so funny. It's like, wow, you know, like, you go all this time with not hitting, watching everybody else hit, you know, multiples on all the best stuff. Amazing Fantasy, I didn't hit any of that. Didn't get amazing. I see people getting secret rare Amazing Fantasies on the drop and complaining later that they didn't get something else. It's astounding to me. It's so funny. So I just watch this in the background and I see these comments come in, and it's just like, it's just weird. It's weird stuff, but I get it. You know, there's a lot at stake with some of these, and it's hard to land these. I mean, like, it really is. So, you know, I'm happy. I'm always happy for anybody who lands anything of significance. It's always amazing. I'm just glad I got a chance to do it once or twice here. Finally, Crazy Legs. There's only 29 of the secret rare. Veve holds 11. Yeah, man. I'm just holding it. So it's all good for sure. Thanks, Black Sheep. I appreciate you too. Shakester. On the expo, where someone got 6 or 7 all commons. Yeah, that was, they bought those in the store. So when people tweeted that out, I can't remember who, I think Veve Meister might have tweeted that out with questioning, the person bought them in the marketplace, right? So before we tweet out at people and accuse them of weird things, let's make sure we do our research first, because it spurs up, like, bizarre conversations of conspiracy theories that just aren't true. So that person who showed a picture that they have 7 of them, they bought them in the market. Okay. They got 1 or 2 on the drop, I believe. Like, no one's getting 7. If they did get 7 though, then we'd be go like, hey, what's going on? But right back to my youth. Couldn't wait to buy X-Men when the animated show came out 30 years later. I still own all the X-Men comics. We couldn't wait to buy from our LCS history remming. I know it's great with this. The historical thing of that X-Men show is awesome for sure, right? Dustin, how you doing? Great to see you. Thanks for coming out right here. Yeah, guys, it's already been debunked. I know you guys have commented earlier, so it's already been debunked. He got 7 from the market. So as far as I know, unless you're talking about somebody else. Executive speak, 1,000%. Transformers Generation 1. I mean, if they're going to do this with this animation style and then take it into the next level, that would be absolutely amazing to see that, you guys. Like a new series, a new season of some of these older shows that we grew up on. Then I could have that same thing with that people are having with the X-Men 97, for sure. Roman, how you doing? Thanks so much for coming out. I'm doing great today. Veve Zombie, congrats on the secret rare. I was up late last night and got a notification about the drop. Tried for about 10 minutes and finally got an order to clear. Picked up the ultra rare. So you got the ultra rare on the drop. Is that what happened? You got an order to clear. It went through and you got the ultra rare. Nicely done, Veve Zombie. Congrats on that. That is awesome. Altman, how you doing? Great to see you. Gwen looks beautiful, but she is missing the ballet slippers. Yeah. I know, right? Like, I'm going to look. I was talking about the Gwen Stacy, the Spider Gwen drop coming up. I'm going to do a breakdown video of this like always and give you my thoughts, but I'm waiting for the animation. I want to see what that looks like. If you go to the Veve app right now, you can't actually see the animation. It's not loading. So I want to see what it looks like before I really give a full opinion. Otherwise, I would have done a reaction video instantaneously, but the animation's not loading quite yet. I really want to see what she does, because that's going to affect, what people think of her, even though I think this one's going to do really well. And I think people are going to go after this. It's not the FA, but I do think having a 1 solo set, if she was she's only a common, so you're not going to get a lot of MCP out of it, but she's going to look nice next to Miles Morales. And there's some people in the app who are going to stack this one up. So we'll see where it goes and how far, how she looks. I'm just waiting a little bit longer until I actually get that, we can see that. I want to see that animation for sure, right? Dr. Ghost Spider should be a secret rare. Yeah. Well, they would have given us, we all wanted the Miles Morales setup, the same numbers, right? To go after a crazy secret rare for sure. But, that's okay. I don't mind. We got this one right here. Hopefully they do that with Wolverine though. Another Miles Morales level. Give us Wolverine that way. That's the next one. Bring there. Energy, how you doing? Thanks with the good vibes. Executive speak. So you picked up the Cryptoys Yoda. Did you participate in the Star Wars digital Funko drop? So no, I didn't. I'm not in Star Wars digital Funko. I'm not on that platform. I haven't done any of those at all. And not because I'm against them or something. I think they look cool. If anyone's not familiar with them, you can just Google it up. And, but I didn't do those ones at all. I just don't, there's just so many different things to purchase, but I do have Cryptoys. I do like Cryptoys and what they're doing and what they're trying to do. And we're going to see where it keeps going. So yeah, I was one of the people that made a video about how they released Yoda before and was critical about it, in a respectful way. I was trying to give them feedback and say, like you're dropping Yoda and you're making everybody buy all these blind boxes. Okay, fair enough, fine. But is there going to be a chance one day that that we can get Yoda, like just a regular version or something like that? Or can we do something? Because I can't afford to go blind boxing till the cows come home for the hope of getting that amazing, like ultra grail. So, they took the feedback from me and others, a bunch of other people, but I was one of the first to put that vid out, and they adjusted, and now we got the Yoda. So of course, is coming out today. I had to go pick one up. They have my Cryptoys right here. I grabbed one today. I got a 2,500. I got a nice clean mint 2,500. Oh, sign me out again. But I picked it up today. I had to do it. Yoda, Yoda I had to have. I must have Yoda. So I picked him up. There he is. But not the Star Wars digital Funko. I think that stuff is really cool, but I've never gone on that platform yet. And I don't know if it's too late for me to start over there, but I'm just spreading a bit thin right here. There's so many different things to do. I'm still really interested in what McFarlane's trying to put together, and I haven't participated in a drop there in a bit. You got the candy site, of course, with the bat cowls coming, the legacy cowls, there's just a lot to go after. And I'm trying to kind of focus a bit more. I'm really focusing a lot on Veve and the comics here, but I'm definitely grabbed that Yoda right there, 100%, and covered that in the beginning of the live stream if you guys want to talk about it there. Tron, how you doing? UMC, are we live? Have a wonderful Wednesday. What's going on, fam? Yeah, we're just hanging out, doing our thing. Talk about whatever you guys want. I'm going to be on for a bit longer here. We can just chill right here. But yeah, Tron, Yoda. If it ain't raining, how you doing? Vader dropped me a 3-digit ultra rare. Whoop, whoop. There you go, man. That is awesome. The ultra rare looks fantastic with the mask up close and Annie in the middle there. I picked up that common in the market, in the aftermarket, a 3-digit, but I went for the drop and got a basic common there. So I would say it's sold out super fast. It's crazy. D, how you doing? Thanks so much for being a part of Arcade Stream last night. You guys kept us entertained and informed, while the whole thing was going on the comics site. We were all trying to get it for sure. D, I didn't get the Darth Vader comic, but we'll look later in the market. Got 2 Cryptoys Yoda. Nice, you got Yoda. Had to, you must. Fun he is. Isn't that right, Grogu? Grogu's not really saying too much. He's hiding in the back over there. We'll see what happens with Grogu in the future. Veve, you better drop Grogu. I'm telling you right now. That's what he wants back there. Bowden, Spider-Punk Secret Rare 321. Congratulations. That's a nice one. That is a sweet one right here. If we scroll down right here to these comics, I'll just take a quick look at Spider-Punk right here. Boom. Right there. Look at that secret rare over there. It looks gorgeous. Look at him posed right there. That's a beautiful cover if you look at it up close. Congrats on that, man. I got just the comment on it. And, went for it one time. I might go for it a couple more times. I really love this ultra rare. It looks really great too. The thing about the art is really pushing it right here. D got X-Men 97, number 77 rare, Venom ultra rare, number 88, and Spider-Punk common, number 345. Not bad. That's a pretty good haul. You got one of the X-Men 97s and a number 77 rare. That's pretty damn good, D. That's pretty great right there. Congrats on that. Mo, I got a rare Yoda Cryptoys, keeping it wrapped. Is the rare the most common variant? Yeah, it's just one variant as far as I know for today. It's just this one. I don't think you can get anything else right here. I think you just get the rare. And so there's like 3,000 of them or so. And I got number 2,500, the mint number. It's a nice clean mint number, but but yeah, I believe it's just this one that I don't know. Are you able to get, I'm really sorry. I just bought it. I didn't know if you could actually get different variants of him. I thought it was just this rare. Correct me if I'm wrong though, on this one, if you could have gotten a common or something. I thought it was just the one variant right there, but let me know. But I got the same one. So you know what I mean? So Granddaddy Crypto, how you doing? I landed 2 commons and 1 secret rare. One of the commons was 205 Revenge of the Sith year, where Anakin was transformed into Darth Vader. That's a nice number right there. Congratulations on that, man. That is awesome. 2 commons and a secret rare. I was driving. I did the first one and I was driving and I thought I'd be able to swing around once I got back home and actually get that Vader comic and hit it a couple more times. And it was gone. It was absolutely sold out. It was super, super surprising for me, which shows the power. It's even on the same day that these new ones have come out. D, the rare is the limited edition and the public can get. The Grail and the Ultra Grail were for the people that completed the set. Yeah, there you go. There's the information. So the rare was the one that we could get. I guess there's no common and I guess there's no other variants, hey? Just the Grail and the Ultra Grail for people that completed the set. So you get the Grail if you completed the 12 set. the 12 amount. And if you get the Ultra Gale, if you completed the 15, that's pretty amazing for sure. But yeah, so we get the rares. That's cool. D, love the secret rare and the ultra rare Darth Vader covers. I mean, they're absolutely beautiful, you guys. They are nuts right here. You know, if you go to this, the market right here and you look at this comic, boom. I mean, look at those. They all look great. Look at that. I want that secret rare pretty badly though. What's it going for now? 135. It's not bad. That's not bad. That's I kind of had it there. I think I predicted it around 125 or something like that. So, yeah, the special list. I mean, like, you know, this is my point. You know, people put stuff out trying to discredit people like me who are just in the app like you guys trying to have a good time. It's ridiculous. Like, honestly, you know, if anyone watched my channel the last 2 years, you know the struggle is real with everybody. We're not getting anything for free over here. 100%. I mean, I don't even have a gold logo. So, like, I don't know what people are talking about. Crypto Khaki, 2 secret rares in a month is fire. Yeah, I'm happy to at least get a couple, right? No, Fano, it's no worries, my friend. The whole thing about like being on one side or the other is just, it's so stupid. We're one community right here. And when people go out of their way to like knock down others, like, you know, people go out of their way to like make others not look as good or try to bring people down. And, you know, I don't talk about other content creators on this channel, even if I dislike their videos. Like if I don't like their videos, I don't do that kind of stuff. And there's people that do, you know, they just can't seem to think that some other person could like be successful or wish them well. They don't want others to win. And I'm sorry, but Vault was like that with me for the last year. And so, you know, I had enough. I mean, people like, I mean, I've been very quiet, not said anything. But, you know, when people crap on your content for that long and then I get blocked for no reason, people then wonder why. I'm like, you know, finally I said something. I mean, I'm not going to say a lot because I just don't do that. But at some point, you know, as a guy, as a human being, you kind of go like, enough's enough, whatever, you know? So like, I don't like how people try to pin others against each other and try to like make like, you know, altercations happen. I'm not into like clickbait views where like, you know, YouTubers battle. I mean, I know the funny thing is I watch that all the time when it comes to sports. I watch these sports, you know, YouTube shows and like where like commentators, they go at each other and everyone loves it and it's fun, but it's part of the game they play. It's part of their show. It's intentional. They know that, you know, they have strong opinions, but some people just attack others in the community for no reason at all. And I found it really bizarre. So I stay way away from it. So, you know, I just want to make that clear on the channel right here. I've been shit on for like a year. Okay. For no reason, just because I'm positive and I don't, you know, I'm just done. I'm done. So don't come at me with any of the OG Vault stuff. I'm done. I mean, the dude blocked me like a week ago for no reason at all. I don't even know why. I'm just doing my thing. Never had an altercation, never said a bad word. And I get blocked and I don't even care about that. But then I see stuff popping up about lists and crap, try to discredit me and others. It's just, you know, whatever. I'm like an adult. I don't care about that kind of stuff. Like, I just don't. Like, it doesn't, you know, I'm just moving on. That's all I'm going to say, guys. That's all I'm going to say. And I don't want to hear about it anymore because it's just a waste of time. We got comics that dropped today that are beautiful. We got people in the app that are doing great things. We got creative people doing awesome stuff. We got other channels like putting out great content that I love and enjoy and support. If you get a secret rare, I love it. You know, it doesn't mean you're on some crazy list. I don't do any of that stuff. I just want people to know that you watch my channel, you know that I don't do that stuff. It's pointless. It's dumb. And you should move on. And if you're watching people who do that stuff, my only question was why? Like, why are you doing that? It just facilitates it. It's garbage. And there's no point in it. So that's all I was going to say. That's all I'm going to say. And I don't want to talk about it anymore because it's just a waste of my breath. But I appreciate all you guys who like celebrate other people's wins and want to like see others succeed as opposed to seeing others fail. Okay, those are the kind of people I want to hang around with. That's what we're trying to do on this channel. That's what we're trying to do in the community. And if that's not for you, that's okay. Go watch somebody else. I don't really care. That's all it's about. I'm being really direct here with people. It's all good. You don't have to watch my channel if you want to shit on people. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. All I care about is the people who like want others to succeed. and push this thing forward and get some like good people in here outside of the community and like get some more eyes on these comics and like keep collecting and having fun, you know. And if you hit a secret rare or something like that, I'm going to be super happy for you, like I have been for the last 2 years. And I'll be a little bit envious, you know, like if somebody hit that amazing fantasy secret rare. I mean, I didn't hit that. I mean, I had to build that. I got 29 copies of that. I had to build that from my wallet, from my own bank account. You know, I didn't get any of that. I don't get any secret rares hardly in the last couple of years, so I can flip them for gems. Once you start landing a few things, you realize, wow, if I could land a few more and sell them, then I could really build my collection. It's a game that is hard to play. And if you don't get lucky, sometimes you just can't get ahead. And so if I get one, you know, or somebody gets one, you know, I still haven't even sold these ones I got, right? You know, but you know what I mean by that? I just have no time for it anymore. And I'm not going to speak up too much, but I had to block a couple people who were like just spamming me this week for no reason. Like, just, you know what, guys, like, whatever, you know, it doesn't even matter. Anyway, moving on, you guys, moving on 100% for sure. Thanks, Want Manus. I appreciate you as well. Matthew, how you doing? There's no feature at checkout that asks, are you sure you want to pay for these comics? This is actually a good point, because some other people are having issues, not expecting to empty our carts because of problems elsewhere. You know, the other thing I've noticed is that there was somebody who bought the reader version today and then wondered why it wasn't showing up in their app. So making it a little bit clearer, like with the payment, because they clicked buy, and they didn't, I guess they must have not seen how you can drop down and see the limited edition. So a little bit more communication and clarification on that would probably help some new people, because some people got, one person I saw on X today got the X-Men 97 common, but the reader version, and thought they were getting the Veve one. So, you know, there still needs to be a little bit more communication and clarification there. And yeah, this stuff in your thing where it's processing, that's a good thing as well right there. Tong, how you doing? Thanks so much, man. You don't have to do that. I really appreciate you, though. That means a lot for sure. Oh, man, I'm going to go for the Ghost Spider either way. Needed to go with Miles. I know. On Sunday is going to be awesome. It should be super fun, guys. Yeah, you have a great day, too. If you're not, you're probably gone now. But, yeah, have a great one for sure, right? So, D's patiently waiting for Mando and Grogu. Oh, my God. They ever drop that, I'm going to lose my mind 100%. Let's just go right here. I just want to click on the what we're talking about the most right here, which is this one. We'll bring that up on screen right here. Yeah, Bonded, congrats, man. That's awesome for you. Yeah, I got a clean mint on that Cryptoys. It's been pretty fun right here. New tactics. Darth Vader drop sold out. Yeah, man, it's on the same day. It's nuts, right? Chris, yes, the struggle is real. It's not easy. You see people hitting these secret rares and these like high and these low. Like, is anyone in the chat ever landed a 41? I mean, my God, you know how hard that is to land with all the competition up here in Canada. I don't know if we get like bad reception or something, but I'm not noticing a lot of people getting I don't know if it's Canada or not. I'm just whatever. Bob Sales, how you doing? Great to see you. Thanks for coming out today, man. I really appreciate you for sure right here. Matthew, did you sell your gold logo that you got from Sleepin' Comics? Yeah, I actually did. That was a long time ago. And that's a whole story behind why I did that for sure. And I still am forever grateful for Sleepin'. What an amazing dude that is. And by the way, just so you guys know, there was a whole reason why I did that, by the way. It has nothing to do with profiting or anything. It's a whole reason I'm not going to get into, but he was super cool with it. And there's a whole story behind that. That is just between him and I, and it's all good. And that was a long time ago now. But the thing I was going to say about that is that he's actually going to be on. So, you know, you guys know Patient Hodler, right? You know, really good YouTuber as well. You know, I'm over on the West Coast. I believe he's in Germany, I believe, right? Isn't he? And anyway, I want his live streams come on late at night. And let me bring this up for you right here because it involves Sleepin' Comics. So if you go to Patient right here, okay, so Patient Holler, check this out. This is cool. And this is what I'm talking about right here about, you know, supporting other content creators right here. you know, and look at this right here. So this is a tweet that went out. I'm super stoked about this. I don't know what time it's going to be at. So I don't know if he's probably asleep right now because he comes on like late at night. Maybe he's did a pre-recording, but hey, to my Veve fam and Omi homies, today I have the honor and pleasure to welcome two experts in the field of comics for a chat about Veve comics and digital collecting. Sleeping, which is going to be great, and Swaggle. So this is the guy who has a really great YouTube channel, very low Twitter following because he doesn't do a lot on Twitter, on X. But this guy right here, he's the guy who does that. I follow his channel. I'm subscribed to him. He does really great videos breaking down IRL comics and the whole industry. And he just did a video more recently about the Veve Comics app, you know, the new platform. And he's done videos before on Veve, and he has a really nice balanced viewpoint. And he always jokes, if you watch his videos, about how his audience is going to come in when he talks about these digital NFT comics, how, you know, a lot of his audience doesn't like it and they're still fighting against it. And he kind of goes, I know you guys are going to dislike this, but we got to talk about it. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this. And congrats to Patient Hodler for getting this. I don't know what time it's at. I'm just going to keep looking at his X page right here and wait for it. And check out his YouTube channel as well, because that's a conversation I really want to see. So hopefully you guys get a chance to look at that as well, right? For sure. Yeah, nothing wrong with, yeah, it just is what it is. There's a whole reason behind when that was a long time ago for sure, right? So here we go. D, just keep being you. Yeah, we just got to keep doing our thing here, having fun. You guys do the same thing for sure. You know, let's just scroll down right here. Yeah, you're hitting the gym. Pounding the weights, making gains, getting thick, you know, leg day. Is it leg day or upper body day? There we go. Fun under the sun. Thanks. I really appreciate that. We're all just trying to have a good time right here for sure. I like Veve so much it upsets strangers. Yeah, it's interesting, right? Tron, how you doing? No, we're all good, guys. I'm super happy. I've never been having a better time in this platform than I am right now. Thanks to all you guys and everything as well. Bob Sales, you ready for the next trip? Time to get some work done. Yeah, man, we're waiting for it for sure. Executive Speak, something was happening with me last night where I could add the limited edition comic, but it was adding the reader version and the limited at the same time. Had to delete the reader ones out. That's interesting, Executive Speak. The only thing about that is that you don't have to worry in terms of you won't be paying for both. So the way it seems to work right here on Veve's comic reader, by the way, I'm leaving this up on screen. That's going to be really good for Patient Hodler and that. Make sure we watch that. I'm going to really want to see that conversation right there. But if you're looking at right here, see the comic on the reader side of things is $4.99. The limited edition Veve ones are $7.98. Now, you don't pay for both separately. If you did happen to have both, what they should do is it won't add these together and charge you more. It'll just charge you the limited edition comic one, because when you buy that one, you basically get both. And so you don't have to buy this one. So if people bought this one, for example, like let's go to this right here. Okay. Just the homepage. And you see down right here. So these two comics I own, but only the reader versions right here. So thanks for that, Executive Speak. We'll see. Hopefully that isn't the case. Like, you know, anything weird happened with your purchase there. But see right here, I bought the reader versions of these ones on day one because I didn't quite know what I was doing. And I thought I'm going to test it out. So I bought this Venom comic, just the reader. And I bought the Wolverine Mandrapore Knights #1, just the reader versions. And then I realized you have to click down here and get the limited edition, right? So you can hit upgrade in your library to get the limited edition. It won't charge you the full amount of $6.98. It'll charge you the difference. So, you know, the highest you'll pay apparently is the limited edition amount. A lot of people maybe already know this. Maybe I'm just like saying stuff everybody knows already. But if you buy it for $3.99 and then later you upgrade it, or you won't be charged $3.99 and $6.98. You'll be charged just $6.98. It'll just charge you the difference to upgrade. So if you have those in your vault and you're trying to buy it and there's both in there, I mean, obviously you want to X the reader one out so it's not there. but I don't think you get charged twice anyway. But I don't know. Hopefully that doesn't happen right there for sure. Doctor says now we need clone troopers and the Bad Batch. I've been watching the Bad Batch new season on Disney Plus. It's not bad. I haven't been the hugest fan of the show. It's been okay, but I do like the cloning aspect of it. And they're kind of filling in this backstory with the Emperor and all that and the cloning thing. And it's pretty cool. But yeah, clone troopers themselves on Veve, that would be awesome. And we'll get them eventually. Just the phase 1. There's 2 kinds of clone troopers that are the basic ones. There's the phase 1 and the phase 2. Phase 1 clone troopers, as people may know, are from like Attack of the Clones. They have that little thing on their helmet and the kind of the smaller slit, sort of like black, kind of like blockier helmet. And then the phase 2 clone troopers are from Revenge of the Sith, and they have a more rounder shape and they look a little bit more like the Stormtroopers. And that's Captain Rex's helmet there that you probably recognize the most. And so those 2, those are the basic troopers. And then, of course, there's a million troopers mixed within there with all sorts of colors and styles that you could get, that they could give us, that eventually, hopefully they will give us. But the Stormtrooper himself, just the basic Stormtrooper on Veve, there was some question. There's this comic right here, by the way. Before I talk to the Stormtrooper, let's just take a quick look at what's going on here. 475 on the X-Men Secret Rare. So that's the little dip right there. That's good. And then we got 113 on the ultra rare. And then the rare right here is going for $24.99. Beautiful cover, by the way. And then the uncommon's going for $19.50. And then the common is going for $40. That's pretty good. I'm like, this is the one I want, is the common, by the way, right there. And by the way, can I ask, like, what is the deal with people still not thinking the common should be worth more than the uncommon should be worth more than the common? Like this, I guess, because it's the original cover, but this common is worth half the price. It's like super scarce. And this is a comic that exists in print. So this uncommon, like, disrespect's got to like end in this app. It's bizarre. It's honestly weird. Like, don't you guys agree that the uncommons in the Veve reader, because they're a different cover now, should not be worth like that much less than the common? Like, why is the uncommon getting no respect compared to the other variants? Even if the cover is fantastic, it seems to kind of still be less in value, which is bizarre. But for this particular one right here, the common should be, is probably the one that people want the most. So it should be worth more, but this is worth like half the price. Like, it's not even 20. It's just about 20. And this one's worth 40. Is it really half the price? I mean, that there's opportunities there. This one's so scarce. Right? Anyway, that's just a little bit of thinking right there. But if we go to the collection right here of mine, here's my Stormtrooper collection. Now I don't have a giant army. I have 15. And I mean, they look fantastic. Look at all of them. I mean, there's a decent amount of troopers there. That's not bad, but I only have 15 so far. But the price has gone so high, like it was up to 18 and whatever. Now I believe it's down to about 14 again. So I'm just watching. I'm patient. I can wait. I'm going to add more as time goes on because I really want to have like 20. I like that number. And then I'm going to go higher than that. Like, we'll see, depending on the price. But I couldn't buy them at 18 or whatever. But yeah, these troopers right here, this is like the basic Stormtrooper. And so people were wondering if we were going to get other Stormtrooper variants. And for a Stormtrooper themselves, I mean, I don't know what Veve is going to do. Maybe they drop this again in a year or two from now and give us a different pose or something. I doubt it, though. I believe this is probably the only trooper we'll get in this regard, like a Stormtrooper. But then there's the Biker Scout or the Scout Trooper. He's different. There's the Snow Troopers. There's all sorts of different kinds of troopers you can get from the original trilogy. But from the Clone Wars, you guys, the Clone Troopers, there is like even more variants of the Clone Troopers you could get. I mean, like, there's tons of variants. One they might actually give us is the 501st Clone Trooper, which is Darth Vader's troopers. They have blue on them, right? They're the phase 2 trooper, and they have blue paint on them as well. And those are the ones, if you watch Revenge of the Sith, where when Anakin turned into Vader and he goes to the Jedi Temple, there's the famous scene where he's walking into the temple with his cape flowing. He's got all those troopers behind him. Those are the 501st. Those are Vader's fist. They call it Vader's fist. That's his actual Legion of Troopers, is the 501st Legion of Troopers, which is why they did the costuming group after that. And which is why the 501st number is popular for troopers, because that's Darth Vader's own crew. So in the Clone Wars movies, like basically episode 3, not the Clone Wars movies, but episode 3 with Attack of the, the Rise of, the Revenge of the Sith. Those are the troopers. Maybe we'll get that trooper. I don't know, but it should be pretty fun eventually to get some right here. Fanu, MC, I got 2 secret rare on the Stormtrooper drop. No way! That is awesome. I didn't get one. I was only able to get 5 of this drop, and they're all basic commons, nothing special. I went into the market and bought a 3-digit, though, a 3-digit common. I bought number 472 for about, what did I get him for? Just so I could have one that was a bit of a lower edition. I got him for 35. So you can see the floors on 14.25. So I paid 35 for this guy just because he was like a lower mint number. You know, all my other ones, you can see they're all just basic stuff. But here's the cool part. But that's great, man. Congrats on that. I really wanted to get that secret rare to complete that set, but I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon for sure. But yeah, one thing I wanted to mention is that I tweeted this out, that each Stormtrooper has a call sign with a TK in front of it. So your mint number is your Stormtrooper, is a unique trooper. I know that's funny to say, but literally in Star Wars lore, troopers have a TK and then their number. That's how they don't have names or anything like that. So, but their name is their number. So if you add TK in front of any one of these mint numbers, that's a real trooper. Like TK, like this guy, 2942, TK 2942, that's a trooper. So they are unique with their mint numbers, like in the Star Wars lore, not just in Veve. If you just have a TK in front of your mint number, it's kind of a fun little special thing you can do. You know, if you have a pile of them and you want to give one a little bit more of an identity, I guess, for sure. D, I love Patient Holler's videos when he's out in the forest and the bushes. Yeah, when he's walking around outside, you know, talking and stuff, very cool. He's been in the studio a lot mostly lately. He comes on, I'm on the West Coast, so when I see him go live, like later, like, you know, in the evening for me, because that's a time of day for him. And so we'll see when that video comes out, because like I said, it's up right here on his thing. I really want to watch that because Swaggle House, you know, there's been YouTubers in that have something to do with comics that aren't very accommodating or very interested in digital yet, but he's very tuned in and plugged in. And what I actually like about his channel is that he goes around, there's videos where he goes around and he actually talks to comic book dealers at shows and gets their opinion about the state of comic collecting at that time. And then, of course, he was breaking down all the CGC stuff and everything like that. And, you know, he saw the Veve Comics thing come out, talked about it, had a nice, like, kind of discussion about that to his community that people have watched to give them some heads up. Didn't get all the facts right because he was not fully versed in what Veve's doing, but he still like had some good, you know, and so people were commenting down below, the Veve family, just informing, oh, by the way, this is what this is about. And so we'll see like what this conversation is like. And Sleepin's been actually, I believe, on his channel before. So, you know, about Veve like a year ago or whatever. So very cool, man. I'm going to be looking forward to that 100% for sure. Dr. Kinon, perhaps the crafting event for the cloning event, Jango Fett being the first drop. That would be amazing. In case you don't know, everybody, Jango Fett, you know, that's who they base the clones off of, you know, is him, right? So, Chris, I was so hoping to stack Stormtroopers under 5 gems. Happened to be here. The flippers and doubters suddenly wise up. I know. I mean, they were there. We could have got some, but you just couldn't buy Stormtroopers on day one. I mean, we haven't talked about it. I was with you guys. Where is it right here? I was live that day. Remember, I did the drop day that day because it's Sunday and Stormtroopers. I'm not going to be able to do live streams on drops very often, but when it's that kind of thing on a weekend, I can definitely do it. Although I did wake up my entire house because it was like 7:45 a.m. You know, my whole house was like, I'm in here screaming and yelling, right? With all of you guys. It was super fun. But we couldn't buy any. I couldn't get any at the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gems. I just couldn't, like, they were going like crazy. You guys saw we were all here where we could not buy any. Like maybe some of you were able to sneak a few. I hope so, because then you could flip them at like 15, 16, 17 and then come back later and pick them up again. It's a nice little flipping game. And I would have played a little bit of that too if I could have. But the cheapest I was able to get my troopers, I got a couple at like $9.99. mostly at 10, 11, and 12 as we're able to pick all these guys up. And now it's at 14. So I'm hoping that it drops under 10 again so I can pick up a few more. I want to get to 20, but I don't want to do it at like, 15, 16, 17 gems each. But there are people out there who have like hundreds of these now, and they're just going to keep stacking them up. It's going to be crazy for sure, right? Executive speak, uncommon is the Rodney Dangerfield of Veve. No respect. No respect at all. That's actually pretty funny right here. Etzican, how you doing? I was lucky to get Stormtrooper Finn. FN 2187. That's cool. 2187 is Finn, from the new movies. In the first movie in particular, that was his name. And yeah, I saw, actually, I think you tweeted out. Were you the one who put his bloody helmet on this trooper's body? Because that's cool. Because there's an action figure of Finn from the Black series that has the blood, the three fingers blood. If you remember the Force Awakens movie, when he's at the beginning of the movie, I know you know this one, because you obviously know about it, but at the beginning of the Force Awakens, when they first showing Kylo Ren at that like village, and he's like, they're killing everybody, and Finn's there, and he's a trooper, and one of his buddies gets blown up and reaches up and puts blood on his mask. There's an action figure, a 6-inch action figure that I own in the Black series, in the Black box, that came out around 2016, that has the blood on his helmet, and you can take the helmet off and it's Finn underneath. It's a great action figure, super fun to have, and it's pretty hard to find. And so I saw somebody, maybe it was you, that took that helmet with the blood and put it on one of these trooper guys and tweeted it out, because that's really cool. I appreciated that. I know exactly where that's from, 100%. But yeah, that's great, guys. We got to the end of the chat. Now I got to switch gears a little bit right here. And now I'm going to do my drop head rewards right here. Okay, which I always do right here. We got the skull rewards coming up. Let me just get this on screen right here. Here we go. Now, just before I do that, I'll show my comics. Here's my comics updated from Veve Comics. This is my entire collection right here that I've managed to acquire over the last 3 weeks. I've gotten the other ones that I bought and sold, but these are the ones that I'm keeping in my collection for now. A lot of rares, a lot of ultra rares. These are the 4 that I got this week so far. I will add more. I have more spaces to add down here. But I got the Miles Morales, the Spider-Punk 1. I got this Superior Spider-Man rare because I love the cover. And I got that X-Men 97 secret rare on the drop. So those are the 4 that I have at the moment. And I got the new Darth Vader comic today too. So a pretty fun week, and I'll see where this goes from here. But this is my updated collection right there to show you. I wanted to show you a couple other things. If I scroll up right here, now I did a tweet yesterday about some of the other comics we can still get on Veve that are Silver Age and beyond, that are absolute grails, okay, that are still to come for Veve. And we'll start getting these comics, as time goes on. But here's a Spider-Man one for you, just Spider-Man. So on Veve itself, not on the Veve Comics app, but on the Veve itself, when we get some older ones coming back again, I think we're going to have to wait a little while for them. I hear it's probably sometime in April we'll start getting a couple of older like Marvel comics again. They're taking a bit of a break. But here are just some of the Spider-Mans that we could get that I really want. There's Mysterio's FA. There's Electro over there. Web of Spider-Man 1 with that beautiful cover. Other ones too that are amazing. This controversial one down here with Mary Jane. There's that. There's some Venom covers. There's all sorts of second appearances. So there's a lot of comics still to come on the, Silver Age and Copper Age and all that kind of time frame just for Spider-Man. If you look at my tweet, I actually put out the ones that are like, Silver and Golden Age of just any character that we could still get. There's Wolverines in there, like Hulk 181 and Wolverine solo series and other ones. So we still got tons of great comics that are available to come on the Veve app that aren't brand new. So I think as time goes on, people are going to be, the reader app one is going to come out with certain ones each week that people go after, and then they're going to go after covers and things like that. And then we're going to start getting the Silver Age and stuff back again in time. And hopefully with a video like that Patient Hodler, Swaggle that YouTuber who does, he gets like very good views on his comic book, like his printed comic book IRL videos that he covers mostly on his channel. That's going to get more eyes on the Veve Comics Reader app. and just explaining that it's a fun place to come and read. So we'll see how that goes for them as well. But I wanted to show you that. And then I wanted to scroll up here really quick. And I still want to show you, what I'm talking about. Now, I haven't sold any of these for any of the new comics. And it's not happening, okay? Amazing Fantasy, I'm still locked in. And, my only question is, do I sell a couple of these new Secret Rares I got and buy like 5 or 6 more of these? So I'm still locked and loaded, you guys. And I'm just, the Silver Age stuff, I haven't talked about this a lot, but the Silver Age and the grails we have on Veve in regards to comics, do not sleep and pay attention, because people have been selling some of them because maybe they have multiple, and it's totally understandable. But there are some opportunities to sweep in there and get some of this stuff, because, this is the only place you can get it. And some of these grails, I wouldn't mess around, because, when we start getting people coming in here who start adopting digital, they're going to go and pick these up. If you're a comic book person, you're going to be grabbing some of these if you can. So I don't know about the Amazing Fantasy has that high price, so we'll see. But I mean, do not sleep on the Silver Age in the background. Keep your eyes on those. Just giving you a little bit of a heads up again to don't forget, about the the Journey into Mystery, and all that kind of stuff. And some of the other ones we got that are incredible comics. Don't, if the price drops a bit more, there's only a few listings that do that, and there's opportunities there to kind of solidify your collection while people are focused on some of the new stuff. So just think about that. I'm just going to throw that out to you. Let's get to my Skull rewards. Now, this is one that's fun. Now, like I said, I got a Star Wars comic going in my Discord today as a giveaway. So if you're a member of the channel, go to my Discord today and go into the giveaways channel, and you could win Star Wars 7, which is this comic right here. Okay. This is a physical comic, Bronze Age, high level condition. Would get a high grade if you sent it in. And it's a very early Star Wars comic, issue number 7. So that one's available to my members in my Discord. So head over there, enter into the giveaways. You can win that comic. And I will do the random draw later today for sure. But here's the master entry list. These are for drop heads that have a skull variant. And this is the 3rd time I've done this rewards. This is Skull Rewards number 3, and they will return again. I just came out with the 3D drop head skull. That's this guy right here, fully 3D, fully interoperable. You get the 3D files to use on Spatial, and the NFTs on OpenSea and everything. These were airdropped, and then there was a small amount that were available for sale. They're all gone. They're completely sold out and gone. Thank you, community, for doing that. It's the 3rd of 5 secret drops I have with characters that are a little bit more advanced, like skulls and zombies. I do have vampires, and stay tuned, because we'll see if that shows up in this format as well, which they will. That's going to be the next one, just so you know. But anyway, that's coming in a little bit later. But this is the skull ones right here. So if there's skulls from my original collection and skulls from this collection, my new ones, they qualify you for spots. You can see all the spots right here that people have, and drop head 3s are in there as well. Now, Skull rewards, this is the first one that's going out. The Invaders, number 29. This is a Bronze Age comic. Very nice. You can see that the Teutonic Knight first appearance right there. This is actually an interesting comic. The Invaders series is really cool. Captain America, the original Human Torch, and the Submariner battling around in World War II. And if you don't know about this comic series, go look it up. It's very cool. It's from the 1970s or so. Really great stories in there. And what I always think about when I think of this particular comic series is I think about what Captain America might have been doing in that alternate reality in the MCU that we might find out about one day. Remember in the MCU in Endgame, when Captain America went back and delivered all the stones? Spoiler alert! And then he shows up later and he's old and he's lived an entire life that we don't even know about. Well, when I look at this comic series, The Invaders, this is him and like Bucky and them and the original Human Torch and the Submariner doing all sorts of adventures in World War II around that time that wasn't in the MCU. So I always kind of think that this might be the comic series they draw some of those stories from. If they ever show us what Captain America was doing for all those years in that alternate reality, because he came back with a new shield, remember? So I don't know. I was speculating about this a year or two ago, and I think this is a cool comic. So that's comic 1 going out. Then I got a nice, Bronze Age Fantastic Four for my Skullhead owners with Dr. Doom on the front. He's not a skull, but he's got that kind of like looking mask, which I like. So this is number 198, Bronze Age with the Dr. Doom. Nice comic right there. And by the way, Dr. Doom is probably going to be the main villain coming up with the MCU with all that Kang business that's going on. So, focus on Dr. Doom if you can, if you're in print right now. Then I got a New Mutants right here, a death appearance. You can see him on the cover right there. That's pretty cool. Just a skull-related comic from the 80s. Pretty fun right there. And then I have a newer comic. Well, it's not incredibly new. It's 2016. This is The Fallen #1. You can see the Hulk right there with that skull face. Just really great art on this comic, so I wanted to include that. And then I got a Spider-Man. This is a bit of a key issue from Spider-Man's solo series in the 90s. A CGC 10 of this one went for about $800. And this is a key storyline because the Punisher and him, it starts off a key storyline with the Punisher in this particular series. So this is a really nice cover. You got the Punisher on there, which you got to love the Punisher, right? And then I got a Ghost Rider comic right here with the Punisher and the Ghost Rider. So the double skull cover, excuse me, on the art. I thought you guys might like that if you're skull holders. These are all skull related. They're just for fun, right? But this is a really nice comic from 1990. So I like that one. And then I have one of the new comics for you guys, Marvel Zombies, the Peach Momoko cover. This is the in-print version. You can get this at your comic shop if you go down there and find it. And we got it on the app now. So I thought I'd give this one away to you guys too as a printed copy as well. Those are my rewards right there for the week. So if you own a skull drop head, these rewards will come back. And just stay tuned. If you're not a member of the channel and you want to get involved in my rewards, you just sign up as a member. If you haven't, there's level 1, 2, and 3. And you get a free drop heads for joining. If you get a level 3 membership, you'll get 3 drop heads, 3 free random ones. There's no more skulls left, just so you know, but there are other variants as well and have other stuff coming. And it just gets you into my weekly rewards and on the Discord, and we have a lot of fun. And, if you want to get involved in that, do that for sure. Any money that comes from the membership goes right back into me doing these rewards. So, the shipping cost that it costs to send out and buying the comics themselves. So it's all just part of the fun, and hope you guys enjoy it. We've given out, we're closing in, guys, on like almost 650 comics that we've sent out to members now. Physical comics on the channel right here to drop head holders. Physical, I've been to the post. They know me by name now because I've sent so many comics out to you guys, and hopefully it's spurred on some comic collectors and got you guys into physical comic collecting. That's the beautiful thing about the digital side of things. We can do both, and hopefully this helps out. So let's do these rewards right here. I love to do them live. If you're, if you're a member, you don't have to be watching the live stream to win, but you do have to enter to win for sure. So I got 5,324 spots in this reward. So let me just do this right here and we'll see who wins. Now, you can't win twice. That's the only thing about this. It's a one-time, the special rewards, it's a one-time winner. So you're going to have 7 different winners right here. I'm going to bring this up on screen. 5,324 is the entry size right here. 5,324. Okay, let's bring this up on screen and we'll see who wins right here. And then what happens is I just mail these out to you. I get a DM with your shipping address. I just send it out to you and then you're good to go. Okay, let's hit the first one. Boom. Number 565. Let's see who's in that position who wins the first comic right here. This is for the Invaders comic. 565. That goes to the Doctor. Mark Meister, you win. There you go. So the Doctor's in the house, wins the first one. Congratulations on that one. Let's go to the Fantastic Four right now and see who wins that one right here. Hold on one sec. Boom. 466. So like I said, you can't win twice because I wanted to spread these. The special rewards get spread out. So what's number 466 on this one? There actually isn't anyone in that position. There's a bit of a gap there, so we can roll it again. Boom. 2679. Let's see who wins that one. 2679. Who's in that position? 26. Let me just looking at it. It's Ghost 888. Another winner right there who won, I believe, last week, which is really cool because we had the sports rewards. And that went out. By the way, if you haven't received your sports rewards last week, excuse me, Don't worry, they're all in the mail. It just takes a bit of time for them to ship to you. Skull reward number 3 is the New Mutants comic. Let's hit this one up right here. Boom. Let's get this going. Boom. Number 90. Okay, let's see who's in position 90 right here. This is a real OG right here. And this is Dub. So Dub Dollar wins that one. The New Mutants. I'll give a quick review too after we're done right here. Let me have a little Timmy's right here. Whew, up late last night. So Dub wins reward number 3. Now we have the Fallen comic, which is the one with the really cool Hulk cover. Let's see who wins this one. Generate 39.45. Let's see who wins that one. Who's in that position? 39.45 is... Let me just see. I'm just going down the list right here. 39. It's Bass 1984. Congratulations, Bass 1984. You win that one. They haven't won in a little bit, so that's cool. 1980. Okay, then we got the Punisher and Spider-Man comic, number 32 from 1993. Let's see who wins this one. Boom. 748 on the master entry list. Let's see who's in that. So each drop head is a position on the list, you know, like so if you this position is represented by a drop head that someone owns. That's how it works. 748. So we got that's actually Mark Meister. You would have won again, but we got to roll it again because we're doing double reward. We're not doing double rewards on the special ones. If it's a regular comic week, you could win all 5, but so you won actually twice because you have a lot of spots. So congrats, but you got the first comic. So we have to roll it again. 1165. Who's in that position? That's Granddaddy Crypto. Congratulations, Granddaddy Crypto. He's got some good spots. He wins the Spider-Man comic. Okay. So Granddaddy Crypto gets that one. Now we got the Ghost Rider comic with the Punisher, the double cover. That looks really great. I'll show you all these in just a second. Let's hit this one right here. Boom. 588. Let's see right here. 588. It's Mark Meister. By the way, there's a grouping that Mark Meister that the doctor has right in that little area, and we've hit that area 3 times for him. So luck's on your side today, my friend, but we got to hit it again. 2389. Let's see who wins this one. 2389. Omi Singh. There you go, Omi Singh. You win that comic. Nicely done. We got one more to go right here. Omi Singh. Okay. Okay, and we got Comic 7. This is the Marvel Zombies. This one here. Look at this beauty right here. It's kind of creepy, right? In a good way, though. But check that out. That's very cool. So this comic's going out. And this is the 7th and final one of the week. So let's hit this one up right here. And boom. 2092. Let's see who's in that position. 2092. Let's see here. So that is actually Granddaddy Crypto again. So we got to roll it again. That's actually the same position he just got. 4946. Okay, let's see who this one is. 4946. We got some lucky people today. 4946. That's Tech Nerd. So Tech Nerd, congratulations. You win that last comic. I'll just give a quick review right here, and I'll post the results in my Discord like as I always do. And then if you miss the live stream, it's okay because I post the results in my Discord and we handle everything off air right there, you know, online, but not live on my YouTube channel. So there you go. Tech Nerd wins the Marvel Zombies number 3 comic, which is great. The Veve comic, the peach there. And then Omi Singh wins the Ghost Rider number 6 with the double skull cover. That's cool. And then Granddaddy Crypto wins Spider-Man 32 with the Punisher. And then Bass 1984 wins the Civil War, the Fallen number 1 with the Hulk cover. That's really cool. And then Dub wins the New Mutants with the Death appearance. That's awesome. And Ghost 888 wins the Fantastic Four 198 with Dr. Doom. And then Mark Meister, the Doctor, wins the Invaders number 29. So there you go, guys. Like I said, these rewards. Now, next week, I'm going to have for my members, I'm going to have my comic rewards are going to come back and a few other surprises. And one last note that I wanted to say for anybody here who didn't win today on this, just like I said, there's the random number generator. But like I said, go into my Discord, go to my giveaways right there. And in my giveaways, you can see that this comic is up for grabs today. I'll do the random draw later today. Someone's going to win this Star Wars #7 Bronze Age, really high level condition with Han and Chewie on the cover. A little adventure. There's a little mini adventure they do. It's a nice comic. Good value too. So someone's going to win that today just to celebrate Star Wars, because we got Darth Vader #1, and then we got the Yoda on Cryptoys coming out today, and the Stormtroopers from a couple days ago, even though everyone's freaking out about X-Men 97 #1. So there you go, guys. That's basically it today. That's the live stream. Thank you so much for coming out. Well, I always appreciate the support, you guys. And make sure you check out that video that's coming out from Patient Hodler with Sleepin' and Swaggle Hoss. You'll actually, if you don't follow Swaggle Hoss's channel, I mean, him and I don't know each other or anything like that. But I do follow the channel because I really do like what he does. And it's really good information if you're interested in comics, specifically the print side of things, the industry there, and get a sense of what's going on in that industry, from day to day. And, lots of video content that he gets produced is really interesting and fascinating. And we'll see how it transitions to digital as more eyes are getting on this Veve Comics app. It's happening more and more. People are starting to notice it. When you get people like that talking about it, who have channels that people follow quite a bit, the word starts to get out. And if the word is, you can do both, and the digital side of things, I know Sleepin's going to be in there. I mean, he does both more than almost anybody. So it's going to be a really fun, interesting conversation that I'll be looking forward to. So hopefully that comes out and they announce the time. Other than that, I will see you guys very soon. Look for my video on the ghost spider that's coming out. I haven't put it together yet. I'm waiting for the animation. Once I do, I'll put a video out on that. I'd love to hear what you guys think about that. She's coming on Sunday, and that's going to be really that's going to be a nice drop. I may go live for the drop because it is Sunday. We'll see. It really depends on how things are going. But either way, I'll be all over that one and having a good time. And we'll see what else comes. April the 1st is coming up. Excuse me. We'll see what Veve drops. Remember, I predicted the Force. Let me hear your guys' April Fool Day predictions as well. Anyway, see you in the next video, guys. Have a great day. And thanks for coming out. Cheers.